Hi everybody and welcome back to LL Sports TV. I hope you're all doing well. This weekend, Saturday the 7th of June, big time heavyweight boxing makes a return to Britain. Big clash taking place between Fabio Wardley of Britain and Justice Huni of Australia. It takes place at the Ipswich Town Football Ground, Portman Road. And I've got to say, the heavyweight division at the moment is absolutely lit. And this is yet another fight that exemplifies that. This fight is for the vacant WBA World Interim title. It's effectively a world title eliminator. But let's start by taking a quick look at the two fighters, starting with Fabio Wardley. Fabio Wardley, as I said before, is from Ipswich, 30 years old. He's a height of 6'5", 78 reach. In terms of an amateur career, nothing really to speak of. He mainly had white collar fights, came up into boxing through white collar boxing. Turned professional in 2017. That's what's about 8 years now. And during that time, he's compiled a professional career of 19 fights, 18 wins, 17 by KO, which shows he's a big puncher. No losses, one draw. That one draw was against Fraser Clark, which he brutally avenged last year. I would describe Fabio Wardley's fighting style as aggressive. He's explosive. He's heavy-handed. Likes to tear up, comes forward, as I said. He's athletic, he's powerful, he's brave. I would say he's also technically underrated. A lot of people tend not to give him credit for example, he's got a very good jab when he chooses to use it. He's got good footwork, and he's getting incrementally better. Every time I seem to see Fabio, he seems to improve from a technical perspective. In terms of areas where he's not so strong, I would say that he tends to get drawn into brawls all too easily. There's been quite a few of his fights where he has been hit and he will tend to come straight back his opponent. So sometimes he can leave himself open to counters. So he is susceptible to brawls. He's also susceptible to getting outboxed at times because he is an aggressive come forward fighter. He wants to try and get his opponent out of there. So sometimes he can give up rounds just by virtue of being a little bit too aggressive, in my view. Justice Huni, he's Australian. He's 26 years old, so he's 4 years a younger man. 6'4", slightly shorter. Now, he was an outstanding amateur, boxed for Australia several times, won a bronze medal at the World Championships. He turned professional back in 2020, that's 5 years, and during that time he's had 12 fights, all 12 wins, 7 by KO, no draws, no losses. I would describe Justice Huni's fighting style as, well, he's a good, accomplished technical boxer with good fundamentals. He's got excellent footwork, quite slick for a heavyweight, technically proficient. I think he's got fast hands for a heavyweight. Areas where he's not so strong, though, I wouldn't consider him a puncher, even though, you know, he's got 7 knockouts in 12 fights, which would indicate that he's a big puncher, but I don't think he is a big puncher. There have also been question marks about his chin. In the 12 fights he's had, he has been hurt a few times. He's been hit and been hurt by guys who, let's face it, are not big punchers. I think you also have to factor into the equation that this will be the first time that Justice Huni, as a professional, is fighting outside of his country. And he's also coming into a bit of a cauldron, a bit of a bear pit, because I'm sure those Ipswich fans will make it a very hostile environment for Justice Huni. But this fight, I'm really looking forward to it. It's one of those classic boxer versus puncher fights. I would imagine that Huni, his tactics will be to get behind the jab, use his feet, stay out the way, use the ring, box behind the jab, and try and avoid making it a brawl, certainly early in the fight anyway. Whereas Wardley will be looking to be aggressive from the outset. He'll be looking to, use his size, even though he's only a couple of inches taller, but he is the bigger man. When you see them up against each other, you notice straight away that Fabio is the bigger man. So he'll be looking to impose his size and presumably strength over Huni. He'll be looking to be aggressive. He'll be looking to try and land on Huni early, let him know who's the boss in there. So yeah, a very interesting clash of styles. There are certain factors in this fight that makes this fight really interesting. As I said, you've got the boxer versus puncher dynamic. You've got the fact that the fight is for Fabio anyway, on home territory with a big crowd. They're going to make a lot of noise, I would have thought. Be interesting to see how Huni deals with that. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this fight. I mean, initially, this fight for Fabio was to have been against America's Jarrell Miller. Now, Jarrell Miller pulled out the fight, which I have to say I'm not sorry to see, because I find Jarrell Miller utterly repulsive. I can't stand the guy. Like a 4 or 5 time drugs cheat. Shouldn't even be in boxing, let alone getting these types of opportunities. So when he pulled out, I was actually quite glad, because I don't really want to see a guy like that in boxing. You may have seen some of my other videos. You know how I feel about drugs in boxing. So yeah, let's get Jarrell Miller out of the sport. But anyway, the point I'm going to make about that is that Justice Huni took this fight basically at 5 weeks' notice. So that does give him, that does put him at a bit of a disadvantage. He's only had 5 weeks to properly prepare. But to give him credit, he said he's always in the gym, he's always fit. And he said that when he was presented with this opportunity, he said yes straight away. So that's a good sign. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight. It's one of those fights, man, where you could make a case for either guy to win. You could go for Fabio, the fact that he's at home, he's the bigger man, he's a bigger puncher, he's riding a wave right now, he's confident, he's athletic, he's powerful. But then with Huni, you could make a case for him as well. I mean, he, as I said before, was a very good amateur, technically very good, very accomplished, good boxer. You know, he's also looking at this as a big opportunity to get his name out there and get a world title shot. It's a clash of unbeaten fighters. It's a real crossroads fight. But if I'm forced to give a prediction, I'm going to lean towards Fabio. I think he will make his punching power tell, certainly in the latter stages of the fight. In fact, I could see a fight whereby Justice Huni goes into an early lead, maybe by rounds 5, 6, around about the halfway mark. He's a round or 2 up. But then I back Fabio to, you know, make the pressure count. As I said, he's heavy-handed, big puncher, he's aggressive. And I think the fact that the fight is on his home ground or his home territory, I think that that will pay dividends for Fabio. I think he'll feed off the energy of the crowd. And I think he will catch up to Huni quite late in the fight, maybe about rounds 9 or 10, start to land, and I think he'll overpower Huni and get the stoppage. Yeah, anywhere from between rounds 9 to 11, I see Fabio coming through to triumph in a late fight stoppage. So yeah, I'm going for Fabio. I'm hoping Fabio wins. I'm unabashed in saying it. I'm a fan of Fabio. I love his story. I think he's a very engaging personality and a decent man. I've seen him fight in the flesh. And yeah, I like the guy. You know what I mean? I'm going to put my cards on the table. He's a British man like myself. And I'm wishing him well. I hope he does it. But listen, I'm under no illusions that Justice Huni will present problems for him. I've watched Huni's fights. I see straight away that he's a good boxer, technically accomplished, very good footwork, especially for a heavyweight. So I think he will win rounds, but I'm fancying Fabio to come through late and get the stoppage and get the win and go on to fight for a world title. But that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.